Tonight on CTV3 News, elderly man from Concepcion village becomes the latest victim of fatal traffic accident. A broad daylight robbery in Corozal. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams speaks on Marco Vidal's conversation with shopkeeper. No charges can be levied upon the former cop. And in some positive news, works underway at the San Pablo Government School for the construction of 3 new classrooms courtesy of the U.S. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Friday, January 28, 2023.
I am ready. You are getting the new and improved me. This is nice.
I think what really impressed him was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
Bring on the heat! Start up the gunfire! Wake up the dead!
It's about a relationship that hopefully many people can relate to.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
This is our best chance to find a habitable planet.
You're shooting the bullet. You're catching it.
Arrakis is a death trap.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with smart.
Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. Do you like solving mysteries?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
That's the mystery. And solve it quick, because I'm in your house.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Corozal police are investigating a fatal traffic accident that occurred this morning at around 6:20 between miles 76 and 77 on the Philip Golson Highway near the village of Concepcion. As they arrived at the scene, cops observed the bodies of two male persons on the side of the highway. A few feet away, they also observed a red and black elephant motorcycle and a green beach cruiser bicycle. Investigation revealed that Augusto Acosta, an 80-year-old Belizean laborer of Concepcion village, was on his bicycle heading from a southern to northern direction when he was knocked off his bicycle from behind by Misael Montejo, a 32-year-old Belizean maintenance worker of San Narciso village who was driving the motorcycle. Both persons were seen with bodily injuries and were transported to the Corozal Community Hospital for medical treatment. Acosta succumbed to his injuries while undergoing treatment, while Montejo was transported to Medical Associates for further treatment. Although not fatal, there was also a traffic accident between mile 41 and 42 on the Philip Golson Highway this afternoon near the area known as Green Farm. When police arrived at the scene, they observed a gray Mazda pickup overturned on the left side of the road when heading towards Ladyville with extensive damages. At about 35 feet away, police also observed a Ford Escape with damages to its front portion. Initial investigation reveals that the gray Mazda pickup was heading towards Orange Walk Town when, upon reaching mile 41, the driver, identified as Jose Enrique Ortiz, 25-year-old Belizean construction worker of Jamaica Street, Orange Walk, fell asleep on the wheel, causing him to drive off the road. While Ortiz attempted to drive back into his lane, he lost control of the vehicle and collided into the front portion of the Ford Escape that was traveling on the same direction and driven by Diego Sosa, Belizean laborer of Corozal town. Traveling along with Sosa was Jarissa Lopez. Both escaped unharmed. Meanwhile, Donicia Mesh, Luis Perez, Mario Mejia, and Arnold Westby, who were traveling on the pickup pan, and Elmer Kowa, who was on the front passenger seat, sustained various degrees of injuries and were taken to the NRH for treatment. Ortiz sustained minor injuries. Police are investigating. Two persons have been detained for questioning into a robbery that took place yesterday in Corozal town. The crime played out at around 4:15 in the afternoon. When police arrived at the scene, the owner of Jing Jing store located at the entrance of Paraíso village, Corozal, told authorities that two male persons entered the store demanding money. One of them pulled out from around the counter and held her around the neck with one arm whilst holding a gun in the other. The other male person went behind the counter and took 500 Belize dollars in different denominations from the cash drawer. Both persons then made good their escape, running into Chula Vista area, Corozal town. On New Year's Year's Eve that came directly from the Ramirez brothers, who were celebrating in the company of their families what should have been a welcoming night for the 1st of January in Belmopan. That never happened because a lone gunman raced into Ramirez's yard and fired several shots at the brothers, killing them immediately. The gunman then ran into the house, and reports indicate that he also made sure bullets marked the body of Vivian Belial Ramirez, who reports suggest shielded her 5-year-old from being shot. Vivian Ramirez would die 2 weeks later. The person alleged to be the shooter was detained by police, and soon it will be known that he is police officer Elmer Na, who has been in shady situations before. The now triple murder has shaken the entire country, and especially Belmopan City residents, which has seen its share of killings in recent times. Newly installed U.S. Ambassador Michelle Kwan was today questioned about what her thoughts are in relation to the suppressing situation in the city where she now resides, since residents are worried about citizen security.
I spent time at the Comstat building where there was the U.S. government hand over equipment, state-of-the-art equipment to support law enforcement and good governance. And that's one of my main priorities as ambassador.
The United States of America is no doubt one of the biggest allies of Belize, contributing to the country's development in all sectors over the years. For newly installed U.S. Ambassador to Belize, Michelle Kwan, building educational opportunities for the children of Belize is primordial in her mission. The two-time Olympic medalist paid a visit to the San Pablo Government School to inspect a fully funded project by the U.S. that seeks to complete 3 classrooms in time for the coming new school year. The U.S. Ambassador also brought along new school bags and needed supplies for the student population. Today, after special presentations by students of the institution, Ambassador Kwan told us how important investing in education is for the growth of the country.
Today was so emotional, seeing the future of Belize, the students ranging from 5 years old to 12 years old. It was so beautiful, from the prayer to the national anthems of both our country, and then passing out school supplies, backpacks to the students, really investing. This is our commitment, the partnership between the United States and Belize. And like you said, the last couple of days I've been everywhere, from the fire station to the Central America Regional Security Initiative, the economic support funds, supporting 4 different organizations, fighting human trafficking, promoting good governance, and doing good in this country. And so this partnership is a long-lasting one, and something that I'm very proud as representative of the U.S. government to be able to support.
Now, how does today's donation speak to your passion when it comes to youth and youth development?
Well, like I said, when I saw the smiles on the kids' faces and when I saw them, performing, I'm wearing this not because it's beautiful and yellow and bright, but there's also construction that's been going on. It will be complete in, I think, a few months. I think in July, which is 3 rooms, and it's in partnership with the Southern Command Humanitarian Assistance Program, really supporting this school, which does so good.
During her visit today, the U.S. Ambassador also inspected the undergoing construction of the 3 classrooms that comes at a price tag of $600,000 US.
We're always working to try to improve access to education and the quality of education. And so we're very, very grateful to the U.S. Embassy in Belize, the United States government, for the contribution that they're making here. Obviously today they handed out, I think about 300 and plus backpacks for the kids. But the more important project that's taking place here is the building of the 4 classrooms, the 4 new classrooms which will be ready for the new school year, 2023 school year. We expect that project to be completed around June, around the end of June, just in time for the new school year. And that of course will allow us to have additional kids coming to the school. Right now, I think we have around 375 or 425, 425 students enrolled here. That will allow us to perhaps take on another additional 50 students or so. So that's always important. So we're very grateful to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the entire team that has been spearheading this project. And as you said, we are always grateful for cooperation. We have many good partners in education. We work with many governments, and we're always grateful for the support that they give to education. Everybody understands the critical importance of investing in education.
The Honorable Francis Fonseca, his Chief Education Officer Yolanda Gongora, the Honorable Ramon Cervantes, and other invited guests also joined the U.S. Ambassador today to tour the facilities and the construction site. On January 19, 2023, Dr. Honorable Louis Zamani, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science, and Technology, officially assumed the pro tempore presidency of the Central American Commission for Education and Culture of the Central American Integration System, ECC, of the Central American Integration System, CICA, on behalf of the government of Belize. Today, Minister of Education, Honorable Francis Fonseca, spoke on what the challenges in the region are in relation to education and how, during the tenure that Belize holds over the pro tempore presidency of the CECC-CICA, solutions will be explored to mitigate those challenges.
It's a pilot project, as you rightly said, so this entire year we're focusing on the primary level, and then we hope to move to the high school level with our new curriculum framework. So this round of consultations is really after a few months that it has been in place, to get some feedback, to get some level of assessment, if you like, of how the curriculum is working, what changes do we need to make, what tweaks do we have to take place. So it's a very important exercise. It's being led by Minister Dr. Zabane, Louis Zabane, who have asked to be in charge of that initiative. So I think this is a useful exercise. We have our partners with us, the BNTU, all of the managements. Everyone is a part of this consultation process. So hopefully at the end of we expect this process to last a few more weeks, and at the end of that exercise we'll sit down and review all of the feedback we get and determine how we move forward, so that come August we can have a complete rollout of that new curriculum across the country.
Belize's tenure as a pro tempore presidency of the Central American Commission for Education and Culture of the Central American Integration System will last 6 months from January to June 2023. Coming up next, Escuela Mexico celebrates 40 years of existence. Stay tuned.
¡Es hoy! ¡Por fin es hoy!
A rodar.
¡Sí, señor!
¡Esto va a estar bueno!
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
missing a tooth?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Smart introduces real unlimited postpaid plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart.
It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Commissioner of Police Chester Williams this afternoon indicated that after speaking to all involved, no charges will be filed against former Assistant Commissioner of Police Marco Vidal in relation to his mission to a shop in the Maya Mupan area of Belmopan on Saturday last. That is primarily because those he questioned concerning surveillance footage he was hoping to obtain for an alibi for accused murderer Elmer Na decided they would not make a complaint to police after video of the meeting was widely circulated. The commissioner indicated that Vidal was fortunate that the woman he spoke to were and are not witnesses in either the murder of Michael Williams or the triple murder of John, Vivian, and David Ramnareis, both of which Corporal Na is accused and which he denies committing. With that, Compo says he agrees in principle with Vidal's attorney, Godfrey Smith, that from a legal standpoint, there is nothing the department can do against the former cop.
If it were that the people who lives there were witness or witnesses to any case that is before the court, Mr. Vidal would have had no authority, either legal or otherwise, to go there, because doing so would amount to one of three offenses that could have been committed. One would be either tampering with witness, two, pervert the course of justice, or three, attempt to suppress evidence. So those would be the three offenses that we would be looking at. But the fact that they are not witness or witnesses in no active matter before the courts, then there is nothing we can do from a legal standpoint. While yes, I do understand that there may be a need for Vidal to try and assist his nephew to prove his innocence, he would have no legal authority to have done so once those persons are witnesses in any active matter before the courts. But again, I said that is not the case.
After listening to the audio, Williams says Vidal was merely making an inquiry and not threatening his subjects.
Having listened to the audio, it is not as what the public were saying, that he had gone there to threaten the people or had gone there to ask them to erase the video footage. It was not that. It was indeed a casual conversation. But again, he ran a serious risk, because let's say, for example, those people had indeed given a statement to the police and were witnesses or witnesses in either the Ramnaresh brothers' murder or the Williams murder, and he had gone there to request information from them the way he did, he certainly would have committed an offense. But the fact that they are not witnesses, that helps him. And again, while he did so with a view to try and clear his nephew, that was not the right thing to do. So from an ethical standpoint, he was wrong, but legally, he did not commit any offense.
But you can see this is the second time he's done something questionable for his family. Remember when Mr. Na was detained at the ISF, he went there and there was, I think it's Mr. Na's wife, who he tried or who he successfully managed to get out of custody, I believe, was the issue at the time. Again, you said not a wise move, but isn't there now a pattern of behavior? I agree he's no longer assistant commissioner, but there is clearly a pattern of behavior here.
Well, certainly there is some degree of misjudgment on his part in terms of the things that he do. And I agree, Jules, he should know better. But I do not guide Mr. Vidal's movement, neither do I guide his way of thinking. But I can assure the public that if it were that he had committed any offense, I would have ensured that the law takes its course.
But what about when Vidal made the unusual mention of the shopkeeper's husband previously being murdered? Campbell says that could be taken as a threat.
Everybody would take that as intimidating, Jules. That's the bottom line. You don't expect a person who is not a police to come and question you about video footage pertaining to any crime. It is not their place. And that's the reason why I maintain the fact that he ought not to have been there. And he should know better.
But is it not an offense because no complaint has been made and they wish for no complaint?
It is not an offense. One, we have no complaint. And two, as I said before, the people that lives there are not witnesses in any active police investigation.
So no more pursuing Marco Vidal?
Well, he has surrendered himself to the police. We have interviewed him yesterday. And at this time, there is nothing that we can say we can arrest and charge him for. If something comes up later on that we can look at objectively and there is something there, then most naturally we do what needs to be done.
And while the voice recording sounds casual, intimidation takes different forms, especially in terms of physical and the presence of someone. Have you spoken with the storekeeper since then to see if she felt intimidated by his presence and two other men's presence?
Well, the truth is, in speaking to them, I spoke to one of them personally. And in speaking to her, her thing was that we would have cooperated with the police, but after the video footage was leaked to the public, we decided not to. So that completely shut them down in terms of them cooperating with the police.
Now the question is, will the prosecution of NAB be affected with the passing of one of the main witnesses, Vivian Ramnaresh? According to Williams, the department will not give up.
We must await the post-mortem results and what the doctor would certify as being the cause of death. Now, how causation works is that there must be a causal link between the act perpetrated by the accused and the death of the individual person. If that causal link is broken, then the accused cannot be held to be liable. Once it can be proven that the operating and substantial cause of death is as a result of the gunshot injuries she sustained, then the perpetrator is still liable. And even in situations where there may be some degree of medical malpractice, it still does not exonerate the accused person so long as it can still be linked to, once a causal link is not broken. And so I do not see it as an issue, even though I don't know some media houses and people out there already say that she died as a result of heart attack due to blood clot. I don't know how they arrive at that conclusion, but they already gave a cause of death. But let's say indeed the pathologist at the post-mortem certified that that is the cause of death. Had it not been for the gunshot injury she sustained by the accused person, she would not have suffered the blood clot and the heart attack, then he is still liable. So again, I will leave that as is for now. We await the post-mortem result. I certainly don't think that there is a break in the chain and in the causal link chain, and therefore I am almost sure that once the post-mortem is done, the charge against El Murna will be upgraded from that of attempt murder, dangerous harm, to murder.
Police are now awaiting the results of Vivian's post-mortem examination to determine if now will be charged for her murder. It appears Vidal and two companions were on their way back to the shop as requested 2 hours later to retrieve the footage, only to see police had moved in to themselves, speak with the store owner, and had to drive away. A little over 100 years ago, most streets were little more than dust bowls during dry weather and mud holes when it rained. But as time evolved, the country of Belize began seeing its fair share of paved streets, providing the infrastructure backbone that supports one of the highest standards of living. Day-to-day activities, economic growth, the very welfare of our communities depend on good streets. Here in Orange Walk, a lot of investment has been made by the Town Council to rehabilitate our streets. It all started with former Mayor Kevin Bernard and continues with Mayor Ladrick Shepherd, whose aim is to build and maintain the local streets that service the homes and businesses of Orange Walkenians. Yesterday, we caught up with Mayor Shepherd and Orange Walk Central area representative, Prime Minister John Briceño, as they visited Hibiscus Street, which is next in line to be paved.
This street has been used by most of the residents to come out from, you start from probably coming from Belize, Benkebeo Street, heading into it and come outside. So what we're trying to do is to pave some of the main streets that people use a lot. We're starting off with this one, and we're going to do Douglas Street and Alamanai Street. But eventually the plan is for this town councils to pave as much streets as we can in Central, and also when we're doing as we're doing streets in Central, we have to remember that we have East as well too, that the people of the residents of East that vote for us, we're working along with the Minister Kevin Bernard to do some streets. I can just off the bat mention about 5 streets that we have planned that we're going to do in East as well too. We can tell you that we're going to do Independence Street, where Councillor Sanchez live. We're going to be doing Mayflower Street. That's another street that needs to be done. Also some of these Cypress Street as well too. So eventually the plan is to make sure that the main entries that people use a lot, they traverse a lot, are being paved, so that this council continue working for the residents. Residents of Orange Walk, Central, East and the North can see that this town council has been working. And again, I mentioned it is because we're working with the area representative. When we find ways to work together, more can be done for the residents. Remember, we work for the residents.
With a friendly government now in power, more streets are expected to be paved, says Prime Minister John Briceño.
As we go paving streets, we're finding out now that because of climate change, the rains, the drains, they were not adequate for what we have now. So we've been doing a lot of drains, we've been doing a lot of culverts. We have to do that first before we put the streets, because if we don't fix that, then these streets are going to go underwater, and once it's underwater in a year or two, it's going to break up. We want to build for the years to come. Again, it's important to point out what Mayor Ladrick, what Shepherd said, that the plan of the PUP Town Council is to pave all the streets, but it will take time. It will take years for us, because again, it was neglected under the UDP. We got no help under the UDP, but now that we have a central government that's friendly with the town council, we are going to be working together to continue to ensure that we could bring services to everyone and to make Orange Walk the #1 municipal body in the country.
It has been 40 years since Escuela Mexico opened its doors as an education institution serving the population of San Roman. Today, a special event was held at the school grounds to celebrate the milestone under the theme, celebrating 40 years of empowering young minds with knowledge, skills, and positive attitudes.
Escuela Secundaria Técnica Mexico in northern Belize is one of the leading institutions in the geographic area. Today, the San Roman village-based institution groomed in pride as they celebrated 40 years of existence at the school's auditorium. The school's band, recently rebranded to the Ambassadors Band, played the Belize national anthem followed by the Mexican national anthem to give commencement of the official celebration exercise. Principal Oscar Santana spoke to us about what all it took the institution to reach 40 years of service.
We started in 1983 with 68 students and 6 teachers, 1 secretary. Right now we have 754 students enrolled. We have a faculty of 46 and then we have a staff of 20 individuals. So you can see the difference in the population. And in terms of infrastructure, as the population went growing, then of course that called for a need in the development of infrastructure. And it's evident when you walk around campus, the different facilities that have been incorporated as the years have gone by. Our intention today was to promote the school, to showcase the school, to see what is it that we're about, to show, and our target group were our feeder schools, the primary schools in our immediate surrounding. And what we wanted to tell them today was, what are the knowledge, the skills and the attitudes you will learn when you come to Escuela Secundaria Técnica Mexico. And I think we hit the target. I mean, if you were here this morning, you would have seen the huge turnout of the primary schools, and aside from the other members of the community. We are here celebrating the 40 years of the foundation of this noble institution, no? And I'm very excited, very happy that we, over the years, over 4 decades, the span of 4 decades, we stand true to our motto, promoting knowledge, skills, and positive attitudes.
Over the years, the school has grown massively, and the future is looking brighter, says Santana.
It is very rewarding to know that the impact that we have had on students over the years, and you are right when you say that many of these students, or the majority of them, have decided and opted, they have Escuela as the high school where they want to send their children. And so when these students go out and they have their own families, I expect that they will send their children to this school too. And that's the reason why the school has grown in many different ways.
The reason why you have the team for this 40th anniversary?
Yes, that's the reason, because we found out over the years that the knowledge and the skills and the attitudes that they have instilled in our students remain there, and we see it evident in when they join the workforce, and when they come back to us and they tell us, you know what, sir, you know what, miss, thank you for helping me with this. I am who I am today because of you guys, because of what we learned when we were in your classes.
Chief Education Officer Yolanda Góngora, Honorable Ramiro Ramirez, and Her Excellency Marta Ofelia Zamaripa Rivas, Ambassador of Mexico to Belize, were among the invited guests at today's celebration. Elmer Cornejo, CTV3 News.
As you know, Belize has seen its share of challenges during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. One sector mostly affected is education. For this, a new curriculum has begun its piloted initial stage in primary and secondary government schools. The main purpose of this curriculum framework is to promote a consistent, high-quality, competency-based education through policies and practices that set standards across the system to grant students a high standard of education. Today we got an update on the advancements of the project from Minister of Education, Francis Fonseca. Today, Belize received a check for 20,000 euros from the government and the people of Lithuania from hurricane relief. The donation was done as part of the ongoing efforts by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, and Immigration to engage with its bilateral and multilateral partners in securing Hurricane Lisa relief. The check was handed over to Ambassador Amalia Mai, CEO of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, by Carlos Pereira, the Republic of Lithuania's Honorary Consul to Belize. Colonel Retired Shelton IV, National Emergency Coordinator for the National Emergency Management Organization, was also present for the handing over. Ambassador Mai said that the donation is a testament to the willingness of Lithuania to continue forging the partnership with Belize and that Belize is committed to this process and will continue to meaningfully engage on a bilateral level. The government of Belize thanked Lithuania for its kindness and commitment to the development of a strong bilateral partnership between both countries. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Monday, January 23rd here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at ctv3newsbz. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, have a safe and pleasant weekend. Thank you for watching and listening. Good night.